In the midst of our lives, there is an overwhelming desire to find peace, meaning, and success. Yet we often fall prey to the illusion that our outer circumstances will determine our happiness. This is a mistake we all make, waiting for the world to change, for the right opportunities to appear, or for the perfect moment to come. The truth is, the world may never change the way we expect it to. The keys to transforming our lives and our outcomes lie within us. You see, life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. We may face hardships, challenges, and obstacles, but these are not signs that we are failing. They are signs that we are growing. And growth demands effort. As Viktor Frankl famously said, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. This is where real strength comes from, not in controlling the circumstances around us, but in mastering how we respond to them. For so long, many of us have been trapped in a cycle of believing that success, peace, or happiness are out of our control. We feel helpless, like we are at the mercy of fate, but nothing could be further from the truth. The power to shape our lives is not found in the things we cannot control, but in our ability to make choices, to take responsibility, and to hold ourselves accountable. No one else can define who we are or what we are capable of except for ourselves. There is a quiet force that exists within all of us, waiting to be unleashed. It's the force of personal responsibility. Once we understand that we are the masters of our own destiny, everything changes. We stop waiting for the world to hand us opportunities, and we begin to create them. We stop blaming others for our failures, and we take ownership of our actions. Responsibility is not a burden. It is a powerful source of freedom. All right, when we take responsibility for our lives, we begin to unlock our true potential. But why is responsibility so essential? It's because it frees us from the victim mindset. It shifts our focus from what we cannot control to what we can. It empowers us to act, to make decisions, and to move forward with purpose. Responsibility is not just about fixing what's wrong. It's about taking charge of our lives and building something great from the ground up. One of the most common traps people fall into is the idea that success will come only when everything is perfect. We wait for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, the perfect set of circumstances. But the truth is, perfection does not exist. Success is not a destination that you will reach once everything falls into place. It is a process, a continual journey that requires constant learning, adapting, and overcoming. As the philosopher Aristotle said, we are repeatedly do. Excellence then is an act, habit. Success is not waiting for the right moment. It's about taking small, consistent steps toward your goals every single day. The path to success is never straight. It's filled with detours, setbacks, and obstacles. But every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger, to learn more, and to push through the pain. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others. We see someone else's success, and we wonder why we haven't achieved the same things. We look at their accomplishments and think, I'll never be able to do that. But this mindset is destructive. It keeps us focused on what we lack instead of what we can build. Remember, the only competition you have is with yourself. As the late Dr. Miles Monroe often said, you were created to be successful, and no one can compete with you being you. When we stop comparing ourselves to others and start focusing on our own growth, we take the first step toward unlocking our true potential. If we want to transform our lives, we need to let go of the excuses. We need to stop saying, I can't, or it's too late for me, or I'm not good enough. These are just stories we tell ourselves to avoid facing the truth that we are capable of far more than we realize. The moment we decide to stop making excuses is the moment our lives begin to change. As Jim Rohn wisely said, you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. Every small step you take toward your goals is a victory. Each choice to act, no matter how small, is a triumph over the excuses that once held you back. But growth doesn't happen in a vacuum. We need others. We need mentors, teachers, friends, and those who inspire us. They challenge us to become better, to push through our limitations, and to rise above our fears. We must surround ourselves with people who hold us accountable and who believe in our potential, even when we don't believe in it ourselves. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose wisely who you allow into your inner circle. Your environment shapes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your life. There is one more critical aspect of personal growth, and that is embracing the struggle. Too often we see struggle as something to be avoided, something to be feared. But struggle is not our enemy. It is our greatest teacher. Every challenge we face, every failure we experience is an opportunity to grow, to become more resilient, and to learn. The most successful people are not those who avoid struggle, but those who embrace it, learn from it, and keep moving forward. The more we struggle, the stronger we become. At the end of the day, we are the only ones who can change our lives. We cannot wait for the world to be perfect or for the right opportunities to come knocking at our door. We must create the opportunities ourselves, step by step, day by day. The world will continue to throw challenges our way, but it is how we respond to them that defines our success. As Helen Keller once said, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. The future is in our hands. We must take the responsibility to shape it, to build it, and to make it something extraordinary. So ask yourself today, what are you willing to do to take charge of your life? Are you ready to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start acting now? Are you willing to take responsibility, embrace the struggle, and commit to your own growth? Your future is waiting, and it starts with the choices you make today. It starts with you deciding to dance in the rain, to grow in the face of adversity, and to unlock the power that already lies within you. The time to act is now, and the life you want is within your reach. There is a misconception deeply ingrained in our thinking that success is something we should achieve at any cost. That somehow if we reach a certain status, acquire a particular wealth, or attain a specific goal, our lives will be complete. The truth, however, is far more profound and complex. The truth is that success in its most meaningful form is not simply about attaining external rewards. It's about becoming the person who can sustain that success. It's about the constant work of self-mastery and understanding who you truly are. We often get lost in the hustle for more, when the real question should be, who are you becoming along the way? That is, for example, embracing all your musician friends, along with the ones who got handed to you. Maybe the ones you love and arrived at was. The world is constantly shifting and changing. Opportunities arise, challenges appear, and circumstances are never the same. In this ever-changing environment, one thing remains constant: the power we have to shape our own destiny. However, this power does not come without responsibility. We must take responsibility for the person we are becoming in the process. It's not enough to simply look at the outside world and desire things to change. We must take a deep, honest look at ourselves and ask, what am I doing today to become the person who can handle the life I desire? One of the most difficult truths to confront is that we are not as in control of our lives as we think. There are factors beyond our influence, and trying to control everything around us will only lead to frustration and disappointment. But this does not mean we are powerless. In fact, it's quite the opposite. The power we hold is not in controlling our environment, but in controlling ourselves. As the great philosopher Socrates once said, the unexamined life is not worth living. This is the essence of taking responsibility for our lives. It means taking a hard look at our actions, our choices, and our mindset, and asking ourselves if they align with who we truly want to be. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming external circumstances for our struggles. We tell ourselves that if only the world were different, if only we had more opportunities, if only others would act differently, then our lives would be easier. But this mindset keeps us in a perpetual state of victimhood. It shifts the responsibility of our lives onto others and away from ourselves. We become passive observers rather than active participants. But as Viktor Frankl wrote, when we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. If we want to change our circumstances, we must first change ourselves. If we want different outcomes, we must become different people. The process of becoming who we need to be is not a quick or easy one. It requires a level of discipline, sacrifice, and self-reflection that many are unwilling to embrace. But in the end, it is the only path to true fulfillment. The key is to stop living in reaction to the world around us and start living with purpose. We cannot wait for the world to hand us opportunities on a silver platter. We must create our own opportunities through the choices we make, the habits we form, and the actions we take. The road to success is built with small, deliberate steps, not by waiting for luck to strike. In order to truly embrace this power, we must understand the difference between short-term gratification and long-term fulfillment. In today's world, we are bombarded with distractions, social media, instant gratification, and the desire for quick fixes. But true success, the kind that leads to lasting happiness and peace, is built on consistency and discipline. As Aristotle wisely said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. The road to success is not paved with shortcuts, but with the repeated efforts we put into becoming better versions of ourselves. We must commit to the process, knowing that it may not always be easy, but that it will always be worth it. We also must learn to embrace failure as a part of the process. Failure is not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be used as a tool for growth. Every failure teaches us something about ourselves, our weaknesses, our blind spots, and our capacity for resilience. It's easy to look at someone who has succeeded and assume they never faced any obstacles, but the reality is that failure is often the best teacher we will ever have. It is through our failures that we learn the most about ourselves, about what we are truly capable of, and about the strength it takes to rise again. As Winston Churchill said, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. One of the most crucial elements in the pursuit of success is the ability to keep moving forward, no matter what. There will be times when the road seems impossibly hard, when the weight of the world feels unbearable, and when the temptation to quit feels overwhelming. But it is precisely in these moments that our character is forged. It is when we face adversity with courage and persistence that we reveal the depth of our inner strength. We must remind ourselves that every setback is not the end, but a new beginning. Every obstacle is an opportunity to prove to ourselves just how capable we are. But growth, true growth, is not just about perseverance. It is about learning how to master our minds. In a world filled with distractions and constant noise, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Our thoughts, our beliefs, and our emotions shape our reality. If we are not in control of our thoughts, then we are not in control of our lives. We must cultivate the ability to focus, to silence the distractions, and to direct our minds toward the things that truly matter. The mind is a powerful tool, but it must be trained. And like any tool, it requires constant sharpening. It's only by developing mental discipline that we can unlock our full potential. In this process of self-mastery, it's also important to remember that we are not alone. We are all part of a larger community, and our success is not just for ourselves. It is for the betterment of those around us. As we grow, we must share our knowledge, our wisdom, and our experiences with others. We must be the mentors and leaders that others can look to for guidance. This is the essence of true success, not the accumulation of wealth or power, but the ability to lift others up along the way. True success is not about becoming the most powerful or influential person in the room. It is about becoming the person who is at peace with themselves, who is constantly striving to improve, and who is committed to making the world a better place. It's about becoming someone who is driven by purpose, not by external validation. As Carl Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. This is the ultimate goal, not to achieve success as the world defines it, but to achieve success as you define it, through self-mastery, resilience, and a commitment to growth. In the end, we are the authors of our own stories. We have the power to choose the path we take, to define our own success, and to become the person who is capable of handling whatever life throws our way. It is in our hands, and it all begins with taking responsibility for who we are and who we are becoming. The future is yours to create.